Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's Sport Wrap Show. I am your host, Brian Monango, unpacking the latest sports news. Well, another goal first in the FNB Women Super League as Tura Magic score 15 goals this weekend, and Manchester United qualify for the FA Cup semi-finals, while Arsenal increase the gap at the top of the table in the Premier League with 8 points. With that, let's get into today's hit list. Well, a well-organized NRU Club 7 rugby tournament concluded with FNB Wanderers winning both the Premier and Reserve divisions on Saturday. Wanderers' first team took on FNB Rehoboth in the final, winning 12-5 to clinch the prize money of $10,000, as you can see there. And the FNB Wanderers' second team beat FNB Western Suburbs, the second team in the Reserve final, 24-12, to walk away with the $5,000 reward. Well, fantastic rugby was definitely played there. The tournament also acted as national trials, with a selected squad expected to be announced in the week. Well, we caught up with DJ, who captains the FNB Wanderers, and this is what he had to say.
So with us, the captain of Wanderers, DJ Holzhausen. Yeah, so you guys went all the way in the tournament, winning the final. How do you feel about this tournament?
No, we're very happy. We didn't start. We started off okay, but we did a lot better towards the end. So we're very happy about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you guys put up a big score against Falcon in the semi-final, and then it was a bit more tight in the final. So
no, the final they brought it, and we didn't capitalize on when we had the ball enough in the first half, but in the second half we managed. So yeah, it was a lot better. Yeah.
Okay, so you used to study in South Africa. Are you back in?
Yeah, I'm back in Namibia now. I finished my studies in Stellenbosch, and I'm back now and ready to play, enjoying it.
Okay, so if you get selected for the 7 squad, would you be excited about joining up with them?
I'd be very, very excited. It would be a massive dream come true, and I'd love to represent Namibia in the 7s. Yeah.
Jose, all the best.
Jose, thank you.
Well, Brave Warriors defender Kennedy Amutenya was diagnosed with an acute appendix during the weekend and had to undergo emergency appendectomy, with now seeing him ruled out for the next game, which Namibia will see face off against Cameroon in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Definitely a blow for Namibia there, as he will not be part of the team, but hopefully he gets well soon. Well, the weekend drop is up next, right after the break.
Indeed, in June 2004, in my capacity as the head of state, I launched Namibia Vision 2030 and emphasized the need to be clear about where we are, where we wanted to go, and over what time frame. Thus, this vision is still valid and achievable in the remaining 7 years if we work hard and remain united, as I believe that a people united striving to achieve a common good for all members of the society will always emerge victorious.
Well, another goal first in the FNB Women Super League, with Tura Magic Ladies scoring 15 goals. Over 2 games, they put 10 goals past the Nas Babes on Saturday and 5 goals past V-Power Angels on Sunday. Well, NTV covered the game, and here is the highlight package we have compiled for you.
Well, good day. It was another impressive and an exciting day. As you could see, the weather in the capital quite scorching, but indeed a beautiful day. And spectators not really making sure. That was Tura Magic and Nas Babies that played their game today. An impressive game in terms of Tura Magic ladies. Brian will take us through that.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the highlights there. Game starting on very early for Tura Magic as they got on the score sheet in the first minute of the game. As you can see there, a beautiful goal scored for the second goal.
Yes, indeed, Brian, that was quite a beautiful ball slotted through, and another corner taken, and this one was another header. Close range, the defenders nowhere to be seen, and that was the skipper,
Mulunga, who got that one. But as we spoke earlier about the quality in this team, you can see there.
And that another one. And that's
Shikusho.
Shikusho memory. Anna Shikusho doing the job that needs to be done. And look at that through pass to Tomalina Adams. And Tomalina Adams unselfishly playing it across the ball, across the line.
For Hikwam.
And Hikwam makes no mistake about that one. Thank you very much, he said.
Oh, very beautiful goal. Well, Shikusho was on top of her game here. As you can see, she tried to go for goal. They headed and they almost scored another goal. They could have been 11.
Yes, goal line technology should be implemented here.
Yeah, no, definitely with goal line, we could have had a clear look at that. But the skipper almost got her second goal for the game, but
with
she had a
post.
fantastic performance in this game against.
No, she dominated actually. She proved why she's so good. And here another look at the goalkeeper there, making a mess of a ball that she was just supposed to deal with. And look at that.
She comfortably
scoring that one, making sure that the goalkeeper is left.
This goalkeeper was not having a good day at the office. As you can see, there a lot of mistakes being made by the defense, and she is part of the blame as to why they conceded so many goals.
She up on the wrong side
of the bed. As you can see there, a beautiful throw-in. Gets played to Shikusho, who gives it to Hikwam, who goes for the curler, and it hits the post.
It hits the post there, and she's such a quality player. It's a player that I would love to have in my team.
Definitely one of the top players to have in a team. Here we saw the Nas Babes trying to get back on the score sheet with a corner that hits Mulunga's hand for a penalty. And this is where Andreas had the chance to put...
At least to pull one back.
To at least get Nas on the score sheet.
The effort went astray.
So you can see the beautiful save. Unconvincing kick. You can see she's very disappointed there. And at halftime, the scoreline was 7-0 in favor of Tura Magic ladies.
My God. It was indeed something very bad. And here came Tura Magic again, pushing forward. And as you can see that the Nas Babes are defending in numbers, but their numbers are not making sense at all.
No help. Numbers at the back, but no help. Goalkeeper there giving us some entertainment. As you can see there, this Tura Magic team did not look like they wanted to stop.
Definitely. And there you go again. The Nas Babes goalkeeper, I don't know what theatrics were this. She's probably trying to entertain the crowd.
Yeah, no, she definitely at least tried to entertain the crowd with her, whatever that was. But
if I were her and aware of the scoreline, I would be so sad.
Definitely, I think the coach should be disappointed in her.
In terms of that, those theatrics were not needed at that time. And then you see again, Tura Magic pushing forward, and a couple of tackles there. 2 players down from the same team. That was Nas Babes teams. And then another corner came through. It was quickly played. And look at that. Look at that.
The defense is just horrifying. It's really not up to standard.
It was in tatters.
You can definitely agree on that. As you can see, Tura Magic kept attacking as if the game was tied, as if they have not won the game yet. And here Engelbrecht came on and scored a wonderful goal. Goalkeeper, what is she doing?
No, it was indeed a bad day at the office for the goalkeeper. A lot of bloopers.
Okay, well, with that, let's listen to what the coaches have to say after the game. Okay, joined by Coach. Thank you. Coach, a very devastating game for you guys, 10-0 defeat. What are your takes? How do you feel about the team's performance today?
Today they have performed better, very much better, because this team is very strong team. In the most of the old players, they are national team players. Like for us, we are busy building the team from grassroots. It's not a big problem for us because that score, to me, I think it's understandable. Not like always, because now they managed to lose 10-0, and they are learners. They are learning against national team players. I think there's no problem.
Okay, well, you know, like you mentioned, there are national team players in Tora Magic. They have the likes of Adams in the team, and the team is very, very fantastic. So, for a team like yours, how do you line up? How do you prepare to come play against a team like Tora Magic, who have a lot of class in the team?
I just prepare to defend, but it doesn't work because those one they knows how to attack and score.
Okay, well, we saw there in the second half, at the end of the first half, you guys had a penalty. Andreas missed the penalty there. How do you feel about the missed opportunities that you guys had in the game?
To me, it's not fine because I was calling my goalkeeper to kick the penalty, but she decided she will take. And to score, to me, it was a very nice if I managed to score a goal against a tough team like that. But our player decided to waste that opportunity.
Okay, back to the drawing board. Another game tomorrow. Preparation-wise, how are you guys going to get ready for the next game? And as we saw with the goalkeeper, hopefully she doesn't have an injury, but it looked bad in the second half there. So preparation-wise, what are we looking for in the next game?
We are trying our best tomorrow. We are not going to defend. We are going to attack also. We are coming with the game plan not to attack tomorrow, not defensive.
Okay. Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, joined by Coach Gure. Coach, fantastic performance. I think, I don't think there's anything to be displeased about, maybe from your side, but for us, the spectators, the game was fantastic. What are your thoughts on this match?
I think in the beginning you asked about goals, and I think my team was quite wasteful today. And we were unable to really implement the approach we had intended. And I think you could tell in the drop of tempo from the as opposed to the second half.
Okay, well, in the first half we saw a lot of goals being scored. Fantastic play from your front players, getting a hat trick there for one of your players. But in all, what is your take on your forward players' performance today?
Well, it was good. However, it became a little pathetic towards the ending of the game, and I'm really not happy about that. Because in as much as we want to count the goals, we also want to sharpen our players. These are opportunities that we can't afford to let down now.
Okay, well, the likes of Shikusho getting the hat trick, the like of Mulunga scoring a goal and causing a penalty that was saved by Engelbrecht. Like we spoke earlier before the game, the goals that are being scored, fantastic, but the goals that are being considered by teams should be worked on. What do you think should be done? What should be implemented to make sure teams come out better in that regard?
Well, look, it goes back to the drawing board. I think teams need to start identifying the areas in which they lack and get the necessary expertise in helping players develop and curb these weaknesses.
Well, all in all, a good day at the office for you. Good pointers to take from the game. What do you think the team can improve on based on what you saw today?
We were very wasteful today. And I think also when players don't listen to instructions, then we get a lot of mishaps as we saw in the second half. And I think this is what we need to go back and look into. Because at the end of the day, it becomes an issue of discipline.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Coach.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
Okay. Cool. Well, as you can see, the Tora Magic head coach Shamagure not happy with the performance, although they won 10-0, by saying the team did not listen to instructions and they were wasteful. Well, if I was a coach, I would personally be happy because 10 is a lot to score for one team. Well, the youth segment of the show is up next with Spotify. Well, the annual Henny de Waal Sports Festival took part this weekend at the Windhoek Technical High School Sports Ground. Well, this is the first time that the festival took place since 2019. The festival saw over 8 schools partaking from all over Namibia, that is, with sports like rugby, soccer and netball taking place. And we caught up with a few rugby and netball players to share the experience of the festival. Stay tuned for that.
Hello, my name is Kistings Banoy, the first team captain of HTS. Yes.
All right, so how was the game for you guys that you just played now?
It was a very intense game. We liked it. It was a very hard game since we played against a team from Rehoboth. They are very fast, their hands are good, but we still won the game.
All right, and how do you think your team, do you think this team prepared, this game prepared your team for the games to come today?
Yes, very much, because yesterday our game was cancelled and we only played Friday, so we needed a bit of contact and adrenaline for the finals. So I think it was the best game for us.
All right, and what else are you looking forward to in the Henny de Waal festival?
Since we are hosting it, we're looking for nice, good games, so we can also bring in other schools that can, for the next events, also participate. And we're looking forward to win the Henny de Waal since it's our home ground.
All right, thank you.
Vanmorgen dus by Henny de Waal gespeel. Het was een goede game. Ons het naar die toernooi toe gekom om te verbeteren in onze structuren, om te kijken wat je lichaam moet spelen, waar is onze levels en waar onze focus om dit te verbeteren voor in de liga. Ons het gekomen om te geniet. Het was een lekker game. Om een beetje andere spannen uit te toets, om te kijken hoe werkt onze span, hoe zal onze span spelen als één. So, het was een lekker toernooi. Ze hebben maar verloren vandaag. Het was een taffe game. Het was niet wat ons verwacht, maar dat is hoe die leven is. Maar we gaan oefenen, hard oefenen, voorkanten voor de liga. Maar kijk uit voor hem en Kageert. Van ons kom, ons is die brain train. Thank you.
Good afternoon all. You're speaking with Alva Kalapwa. Today I'm here basically in my school with my team under 17B from RTS. As I'm looking at the preparation, it's tough matches. We played against Emagiata, which was a tough competition, but we tried to push. Then we played against, we also played against Cosmos, which we got our 5-7. Which was also a disappointment, but as a team we always push each other, we always try to do our best. And the thing about my team that I love is that no matter how hard we are pulled down, there's always a chance of us getting back, and there's always a motivation that pulls us up. There's always something that tells us that you can't give up now. You got this far, you got this, why should you give up now? Why do you want to sacrifice so much practice, so much effort into just one game, and then you feel like losing and you have so many games? So basically my advice is that the moment you set your mind on something, the moment you find your mind on a specific motivation, the moment you put yourself out there, the moment you tell yourself most of the things, anything is possible. One of my famous people that say that once you set your mind on something, there's nothing that can stop you. So basically that's all I want to say, guys. So never give up. Always try your best and push up.
Hi, how are you guys? My name is Iris Mohammed. I school at Delta. Playing at Henny de Waal is really nice. Like, our team is doing great. Our last game wasn't but then it's going great. And then when we prepare for our games, we do a little of drill, and then we give each other team talk.
All right, so how is it playing at Henny de Waal?
Playing in Henny de Waal is really nice because we get to meet other teams and see how they play, and then like in the future we can also, you know, win them.
And do you think that this will prepare you guys for games to come, not only here at the Henny de Waal Festival, but also in the league, for example?
Yes, very much. It's a tough competition, but like we can. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Eventful weekend we had going on indeed. Well, Ari Ochad is up next with Globetrotting.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with cricket news. That's from New Zealand. It's New Zealand hosting Sri Lanka, 2-test series in Wellington. The second test, New Zealand won by innings and 58 runs. It was New Zealand batted first, 580 in their first innings. Sri Lanka bowled out for 164 in their first innings. Then following on, 358 all out. New Zealand winning by an innings and 58 runs, also claiming the series 2-0. On to tennis news. The BNP Paribas tournament got concluded over the weekend. That was in California, also called the Indian Welsh Open. Women's side of the draw, Elena Rybakina. She beat Aryna Sabalenka in the final by 7-6 and 6-4. It is Elena Rybakina that avenged the Australian Open final, where Sabalenka won that final against her. So it was Elena Rybakina. Good tournament for her. Also beat the world number 1 Iga Swiatek in the semi-finals. On the men's side of the draw, it is Carlos Alcaraz. He's back to number 1 in the world. He beat Daniil Medvedev quite convincingly, 6-3 and 6-2 in the final of this tournament. He's now the new number 1, taking over from Novak Djokovic. Djokovic not playing in this tournament because he's not vaccinated for COVID-19 and couldn't enter the United States. Continuing with soccer news, and the semi-finals for the FA Cup have been determined. 4 teams going through to the semi-finals. It's Manchester City that will play against a Champions League side, that is Sheffield Wednesday, and then Brighton will play against Manchester United. Both these games will be played at Wembley Stadium on the weekend of 22 and 23 April. So that is the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Also in the English Premier League, it is Arsenal still standing strong. They beat Crystal Palace at home by 4-1, and they lead Manchester City still on the league. They've got 69 points after 28 games. Manchester City after 27 games got 61 points. Important weekend coming up for both these teams. It is Manchester City that will have a tough home game against Liverpool, and Arsenal will play at home against Leeds. Continuing international sports news with golf news, it's from the men's PGA in the United States of America. Valspar Championship concluded. Taylor Moore, he's the victor. He won the tournament, his first PGA tournament victory. He's 29 years old. He's now number 49 in the world. For the first time in the top 50 in the world, he was number 103 in the world before the start of the tournament. In second place, Adam Schenk on 9 under par. It was Moore that finished on 10 under par. And then 2 shots back, Tommy Fleetwood and Jordan Spieth on 8 under par. And closing off today's international sports news with Formula 1 racing, Fernando Alonso was reinstated to the podium in 3rd position after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. He was handed a 10-second penalty after the race by stewards, but it was challenged by his team Aston Martin, and they showed previous examples of where the FIA was not consistent in penalising for similar offences. So in short, it is Fernando Alonso still 3rd position after Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. It was in 1st position Sergio Perez in his Red Bull Honda. 2nd was Max Verstappen, also in the Red Bull Honda, coming from 15th on the grid to 2nd position. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Yes, well, before I love and leave you guys, let me just show you how the FNB Women Super League log looks like. As you can see, there in first place we have Girls and Goals, and Unam Bokis not far behind with just 3 points, while they also have 2 games in hand. On that one, the Comas Nampo in 3rd place, Arrows Ladies in 4th, and Tura Magic in 5th. Well, Tora Magic have only played 5 games, but you can see that the goal difference is huge, as they have scored 23 goals in the tournament and they have the most in the log. Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful Women's Super League that we have. We look forward to next weekend. Well, that brings us to the end of today's Sport Wrap Show. We will be back again tomorrow, and same time and the same place. Goodbye.